now bid a warm welcome to Portlethen and Mearns Academy's concert band. For this year's virtual SCBF, Portlethen Academy's concert band has been joined by some players from Mearns Academy who would not normally have this school band performance experience. The joint band comprises approximately 25 pupils from S1 to S6, and most of the young musicians receive tuition in school through the Council's Instrumental Music Service. Many of the band members only started learning their instrumental skills in S1. There exists a strong emphasis on ensuring that everyone is able to participate at their own level from the earliest stages of playing an instrument right through to the advanced S6 pupils. We look forward to hearing this in the band's performance. 2020 has been particularly challenging for the band as members haven't been able to meet together in a live rehearsal setting. The band has, however, created impressive performances using Google Classroom and Google Meet, followed by many hours of recording their videos and audio files at home. Such projects have given the pupils a focus during these difficult and restricting times. This is the 7th year Portlethen Academy has been represented in the festival. The band is conducted, or more precisely for this year, coordinated by Sarah Gove, with support from Bruce Wallace, brass and video production, and Morag Kelly, percussion. The band opened with Quest for the Mountain Top by Richard L. Saucedo. An exciting and powerful work for young bands, Quest for the Mountain Top is written using a single tempo throughout, with a driving 8th note pulse and a minor mode, providing the underlying energy as the melody is passed around to different sections of the band. In Chris Bernato's work High Octane, the band definitely requires to fire on all cylinders. This piece takes off and races from start to finish. Some dissonance adds to a touch of the Doppler effect as we imagine the sound of cars zooming by. The ending builds with energy as the finish line approaches and completes a victory lap. Without further ado, let's sit back, belt in and enjoy Portlethen and Mearns Academy's concert band's performance.
Start your engines. 3, 2, 1, go!
Taking to the stage now, we have Mackay Academy's concert band. This band is usually made up of approximately 40 pupils from S1 to S6, most receiving lessons in school throughout the year from the Council's Instrumental Music Service, with many only starting to learn in S1. As all years are included in one band, there is an emphasis on everyone being able to participate at their own level in some way, from the earliest stages of playing an instrument right through to the advanced S6 pupils. Again, this year has been particularly challenging for this band as they have not been able to meet together in any format. They have once again performed and created rehearsals through Google Classroom and also lessons through Google Meet. Meeting recording deadlines has been a very different experience for the band as opposed to the intense weekly rehearsals that the band would normally be used to. The band takes part in school concerts and end-of-term services. They have also performed at the Evening Express Carol concert in Aberdeen. The band are delighted to be taking part in the SCBF for their 11th year, although would much prefer to be rehearsing and performing live. The band is very much a team effort, usually conducted, or this year again coordinated, by Sarah Gove, with the support of Bruce Wallace and Murag Kelly. Mackay Academy Concert Band open with Darkland's March by Randall D. Standridge. This march is a concert march written in a minor mode with slight European influence. The contrasting militaristic first half is in stark contrast to the lyrical trio. The band continues with Blue by Robert W. Smith. Blue was originally composed as a movement from a suite for band entitled Chrisanna's Colours. The suite was written to honour Chrisanna Roberts, an amazing young lady who shared her joy and love of life with all. A lyrical work which opens with a solo clarinet, Blue is full of beautiful harmonic changes rooted in the language of American jazz. Please enjoy Mackay Academy Concert Band performing their two pieces. The penultimate performance in this year's SCBF virtual event comes from SCBF Debutants South Aberdeenshire Music Centre Junior Concert Band. The band members are delighted to be making their first ever appearance at the SCBF. In addition, this project has provided the first experience of playing in a concert band for many of this group. As we can all appreciate, the experience was a somewhat different one for them, as the band met for the first time in a new virtual world. The band currently comprises 11 young musicians from various schools across South Aberdeenshire. In normal times, the band would meet and rehearse on a Saturday morning at Mackay Academy in preparation for their 2 end-of-term concerts. Since August, the band has gone entirely virtual with their new conductor, Sarah Gove. Still on a Saturday morning, but working via Google Meet and then recording their own videos at home to put this performance together. The young musicians are very much looking forward to meeting in person and to seeing the band continue to grow. SAMC JCB open with Camden Crossing by Michael Orr. Reminiscent of the British band tradition, Camden Crossing opens with a majestic fanfare leading to a tuneful march. There is a contrasting, lightly scored central section before returning to the march, this time scored for the whole band. The band's second piece is Dance Slav by Jack Wilds. Dance Slav is a tribute to late 19th and early 20th century pieces in the tradition of the Brahms Zigeunerleben or Gliro's Russian sailor's dance. The work begins with an exciting introduction with interesting dynamic contrasts. The central section is more lyrical and moves briefly into E-flat major before a return to the opening theme. A debut performance. Please welcome and enjoy South Aberdeenshire Music Centre's Junior Concert Band. Closing this wonderful 2020 virtual SCBF event, we welcome the South Central Aberdeenshire Music Centre Senior Concert Band. This impressive collective normally rehearse once a week in West Hill. The band is comprised of pupils from a huge geographical spread, from as far north as Huntly, as far west as Aboyne and as far south as Lornskirk. As has been the case nationally, things have been very different for this band this year. The band members have remained active, meeting up virtually for coaching sessions with their excellent tutor team of Jennifer Cook and Ben Light. The band's conductor, Bruce Wallace, has been a busy bee too, putting these virtual performances together. The young musicians are delighted to be taking part in the SCBF once again. This is the band's highly impressive 10th successive year. The band opens with Metrics by Robert Sheldon. Metrics is a multimeter jazz-inspired composition. The infectious rhythms and tuneful melodies are highlighted by the driving percussion riffs that propel the music through a variety of styles, moods and textures. The title is a play on words combining the word matrix, referring to a mathematical array of numbers, and metric, relating to the variety of meters used in the piece. The band's second piece is Brian Balmaget's dramatic work, Nevermore. Based on Edgar Allan Poe's poem, The Raven, this supernatural tale tells of a talking raven's visit to a distraught lover and his subsequent slow descent into madness. Closing their programme, the band take us on a thrill ride full of suspense and adventure. Intrigue and espionage abound, for sure, in the band's performance of Robert Buckley's Codebreaker. A truly diverse programme. Let's enjoy listening to South Central Aberdeen Music Centre's Senior Concert Band.
Once upon a midnight dreary, while I pondered, weak and weary, over many a quaint and curious volume of forgotten lore, while I nodded, nearly napping, suddenly there came a tapping, as of someone gently rapping at my chamber door. "'Tis some visitor," I muttered, tapping at my chamber door. Only this, and nothing more. Distinctly I remember it was in the bleak December, and each separate dying ember wrought its ghost upon the floor. Eagerly I wished the morrow, vainly I had sought to borrow from my books surcease of sorrow, sorrow for the lost Lenore, for the rare and radiant maiden whom the angels named Lenore, nameless here forevermore. And the raven never flitting, still in sitting, still in sitting, on the pallid bust of Pallas just above my chamber door. And his eyes have all the seeming of a demon's that is dreaming, and the lamplight o'er him streaming throws his shadow on the floor. And my soul from out that shadow that lies floating on the floor shall be lifted nevermore.
I'd now like to ask our two adjudicators to announce the award for Portlethen and Mearns Academy's concert band.
Well, and what a glorious opening to the video. Well done. Syncopation is very difficult in this medium and you handled it quite well. Also, be aware of the balance when you don't have the melody. But overall, well done and a great entry, thank you. And we awarded this a gold award.
Roll it again.
I'd now like to ask our two adjudicators to announce the award for Mackay Academy Concert Band.
Sensitive playing throughout from all of the sections of the band, and we awarded this a gold award.
I'd now like to ask our two adjudicators to announce the award for South Aberdeenshire Junior Concert Band.
So, the South Aberdeenshire Music Centre Junior Concert Band. I believe this band was formed just back in September there, and it's quite remarkable that they can take part in a festival such as this and indeed submit a video to us. So, well done staff and pupils. We awarded this performance a silver.
And finally, I'd now like to ask our two adjudicators to announce the award for South Aberdeenshire Youth Concert Band.
So the first piece you played today was one of my favourite pieces. It was Metrics, and this was exciting and confident, and you instantly captured the mood and the character of the piece. One of the most difficult things to successfully perform the piece is the change of time signature. Just be careful that you do not rush the continuous quavers. Your percussion team throughout were sensitive and they were sympathetic. Really well done to the percussion team. Lovely tone quality throughout the sections, and the tuning was also very good. And overall, we awarded this performance a Gold Plus award.
Okay, so now I'd like to invite our two adjudicators, Hugh Naylor and John Maben, to make some general observations about our first SCBF Virtual Festival. Mr. Maben.
Thank you. I think one of the things that struck me about this is the sheer quality of the videos, not only the music, but the quality of the videos we've got in. There's some very clever people out there who can stitch these things together.
Yes, and what I found about that was the danger was that you get so involved in watching the visual that your ears weren't working hard enough. So it was so professionally done.
Yeah, I think so. Also, the standard of the videos was so good, as you say. Sometimes you would forget that this was a virtual performance where performers had been performing at home or in a classroom, isolated on their own. In many cases, it could have been a performance on stage when they were sitting together. It was so good.
Yes, yes, we found that when we were looking down, writing, you would actually have believed that the band were in front of you.
Yeah.
Which is an absolute credit, isn't it, to all these individual people that have worked so hard to put this together, and then to the sound engineers and all the technical people that made it all work. So you've got to commend them.
I think it's also worth saying that some of the bands, they were asked for one piece, to submit one piece. Some of the bands submitted two, and in some cases three. And they were all very, very good, and we really, have to say well done to everybody. It was quite a challenge, and they certainly met it.
Yes, they did, and a lovely choice of music. I mean, so many of them, they still managed, as if it was in the festivals, to very much do the opener, the slow one in the middle, and then the finisher. The people that did the three. If we've talked about lots of lovely compliments so far, what I would say for me, one of the main things about the performances today was I was a little bit aware of the tempo. Now it's maybe to do with the way they had to do it, the virtual, but I felt the tempo awareness was not as good in all the performances as I would have liked. I felt most conductors did definitely err on the cautious tempo rather than the challenge. Now again, if we're live on stage, the adrenaline kicks in, and so if anything, as a conductor, we often go a little bit faster on stage, and I'm wondering if that was maybe had an impact.
I think there's a lot of things have come out today as a result of the virtual approach, and I think you're hitting on one thing. It's the tempo, and you have to set the tempo very early in order to share the click track, to share the backing with the band. And there's no once you've recorded, I'm not an expert in this, once you've recorded a few of them, you're stuck with the tempo.
Yes.
What I am, if I could mention at this point, I have great empathy with the people who have taken part. I tried it myself, and it's extremely difficult, and I must confess to taking 3 takes before I was happy to submit my particular line at that tempo, and that's where the tempo comes from. So we have great empathy, and it would be nice, I think it's important, the world we're living in, that bands and technicians continue to develop these skills, because I fear we may need them for a wee while to come. But the skills are clearly out there. Some of the videos today especially, you were quite right, you were distracted from the music for a while by looking at the pictures. We did only listen to the music, and our marks and our awards are not for videos, but we have to say there is some stunning work going on, and please keep developing the skills.
And also I would say the tone quality was still coming across really well. That was another thing. Before we came today, I was quite apprehensive about what the actual sound would be produced, but the tone quality was really superb. So again, that I guess is down to quality engineers, a great pair of ears listening. So it was absolutely.
It's certainly been well worth the exercise, and absolutely. I would say to any bands lots of bands out there who have not tried it yet, or perhaps who have tried it and just maybe not completed it, have another go at it, because what we saw today, what we've seen today was quite outstanding in terms of technical approach and musical approach.
Yes, it really
very enjoyable day.
It has been really fantastic. Thank you very much to all of you for all the effort you have put in. Absolutely wonderful.
Hugh and John, thank you very much indeed for your comments.